Hello, Alex Mashinsky, you are CEO of Celsius. It's a crypto company that proposes interest for people who give you their cryptocurrencies or their fiat against cryptocurrencies. Can you present us your project?
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having us. So Celsius is a membership organization. It's a network in which the depositors really get most of the benefits. We represent the best interests of our depositors, and we earn interest by lending the coins and lending dollars, and 80% of the interest is paid back to the depositors. So it's the opposite of what banks do. Today banks keep 80% of what they make from our money. We give that back to the depositors.
Okay. As we can see, the interest can go up to 7% per year with Dash, I think.
7.5 with Dash.
7.5. It
Yes.
seems huge when we know that the central bank give really low interest
Yes.
rates. How can you propose it? It's because there is a huge need of liquidity on those products, so they give you a big interest that you give back 80% to your customers. Is it right?
Yeah, so Dash is a great example because Dash offers staking income. So if you have $80,000 worth of Dash, you can create your own node and earn that directly from Dash. They will pay you the distribution, right? So, but most people don't have $80,000. So all we're doing is we're providing fractional ownership of the nodes, and we're giving everything back to the depositor. Same thing with stable coins. So we have 5 coins that are stable, pegged to the dollar. We're also going to be offering coins that are pegged to the euro. And you can take your euros or dollars, deposit them, or buy the coins, USDC or TUSD or GUSD, for example, deposit them with us and earn 7.1%. How do we make 7.1%? We issue loans at 9%, and we keep 20%, we give 80% back. 80% of 9 is 7.1%. So it's very simple math. We charge the borrower 9%, which is much less than people pay on credit cards or on other forms of loans. So a lot of people are borrowing from us. We did $1.2 billion in loans in 9 months.
Okay.
And now we have over $100 million in assets, in deposits. So you see, most banks can pay you 7.1%. They just don't want to. Most banks, if you look at their balance sheet, you will see that they make more than 7.1% on the money we give them. So, you know, famous banks, I think Bank Paribas makes, I think, 17%. Banks in the United States make even 20-something% return on the money.
Yes,
Return on capital. So the problem is not that they don't make that. The problem is they don't want to share it. They keep 80% or 90% to themselves, and all Celsius is saying that is the wrong model. The right model is to give 80% back to the depositor. We represent the interest of the depositors. The bank represents their own interest of making as much money, keeping as much money as possible. It's very simple.
Okay, but still, you are a company, so you think that 20% margin is enough to build something strong and something...
We will be profitable this month.
Yeah?
Yes. In April 2019, we will show profitability, keeping only 20%.
Okay. How many customers did you have since 9 months? You are live since 9 months, right?
Yes. So we went, our app, we have an app that you can download in the App Store or on Google.
Yes.
It's called Celsius Network. Just, you can search for it. And we have over 80,000 downloads of the app. So these are people that basically download, that you have to do KYC ML. So we have to know that you're a good actor. So because we want to keep away the bad actors, make sure the community is safe. And then you can deposit coins, and the minute you deposit, it starts earning interest. There's no special, you don't need to move to a checking account, you don't have to call, you don't have to speak to anyone. You can also withdraw at any time. After 2 days, you decide you don't want to do it anymore, you can take the coins out. There's no lockup, there's no special terms. No fees, no penalties, no termination fees, no nothing. We don't charge any fees.
The company is registered in USA?
Yes.
So for European customers, it's easy to open an account with you.
Yes.
I guess there is KYC,
yes.
etc.
Just KYC, that's it.
Classical.
Yes.
Okay, last thing, yesterday I heard 2 conferences where you spoke, and you've been really skeptic about the classical banking, do you think that blockchain and that new ecosystem will really bring changement, or it's just a new wave, a new trend,
Yes.
but nothing will really change? What is your point of
So
view?
I mean, you bring a very good point, because fintech, I've been around fintech for 30 years. And every year there's a new company that comes out and promises revolution on fintech. But if you look at the banks, the banks got stronger and stronger and stronger over the last 30 years. Less banks that are much stronger and much bigger. So that no one has been able to even do a scratch on the bank, right? They're very, very strong. They're basically like monopolies.
Yeah.
And that's why they treat the customers so badly, right? Most of us, you cannot go to the bank and negotiate on anything. You cannot go to the bank and ask, where is my money? Who did you give it to? What is your leverage? How much risk are you taking in the bank, right? So we think that is a very bad relationship. And the blockchain and cryptocurrencies are the first time that there is an alternate system to the bank. You know, there was an article recently about me in Forbes magazine that said, finally the banks have somebody to worry about. Because until now, no one has come up with a system that hurt the bank where they make the most money, which is not paying any interest, right? So we're not trying to do mortgages, we're not trying to do car loans, we're not trying to do any of that stuff. We think that the most important issue, like you said before, the most important issue for most people in the world, this applies to 7.5 billion people on this planet. They all want to earn more money on their money. And our system forces them to work for the money, not have the money work for them, right? So what we're saying is, just like the rich people, I'm one of the rich people, are earning I earn most of my money from my money. I don't really earn it from working that hard. My salary is not as high as what I'm earning from my money.
But you work on your project, Celsius.
Yes, but I'm working,
energy,
everything I'm putting in the Celsius is all the secrets of how rich people make all their money. And we're just making it available to everybody. How do you earn interest? How do you create income? How do you generate return on capital? We just, instead of keeping it ourselves, we're giving it, all of it, most of it, back to the depositor. So we're acting in the best interest of the depositor. You see, my background is, I did voice over IP. I invented voice over IP. I brought it to France in 1995.
Okay.
Worked for France Telecom and all kind of other companies. So voice over IP took a monopoly. The phone companies, France Telecom used to be a monopoly. They used to charge $3 a minute to call overseas. Now voice is free. You don't pay anything.
Yes.
So the same thing we did with telecommunications, where we took a monopoly and made it free. We brought the power back to the people, from the monopoly to the people. We're trying to do the same thing with the bank. We're trying to break the monopoly and bring the power back to the depositor. Because really, the only reason banks have any power is because we give them our money for free. Because we feel safe, that they will keep our money safe. But really, banks have very high leverage. So they're much riskier than, for example, a company like Celsius. We don't have any leverage. The banks have 10-to-1 leverage. They have $10 in loans for every deposit. We have less loans than deposits. So if we have 100 million in deposits, we will have maybe 60 or 70 million in loans, versus the bank having $1 billion in loans on 100 million in deposit.
But yes, they have a leverage effect, but they are under the control of the government.
Yes.
Maybe you think it's not enough.
No, but
and they
we've
don't
seen.
well. But you are on a volatile market. There is a lot of movement on the cryptocurrency.
Very good point.
No leverage,
Yes.
but a lot of movements.
Yes. So two points. So one is even though all the banks in Europe, for example, are under the ECB and very tight controls, every 10 years we have to bail out the banks. Every 10 years, all the banks make so many mistakes that we have to refinance the bank. And the reason interest rates are low or negative in Europe is because we're bailing out the banks. We're still paying for the bailout, meaning we're allowing the banks to continue charging 25% on the credit card, but we're giving nothing to the depositor. Why? So the bank can collect a lot of money and be good again because they went bad, right? So we are paying for that. It's not safe. It's just a system that is broken. And every time we have to bail them out, we have to print more money and give in even more to bail them out because they make big mistakes, right? So that system does not work for the depositor. We pay for it in taxes, and we pay for it by not having any interest rates, by having zero interest rates. So we're proposing a different system. Now, in our system, I agree with you, some coins are volatiles. We have 18 coins in our wallet. Some of them are very volatile, like Ethereum and Bitcoin. But some of them are very, very stable. They're called stable coins, meaning they're connected directly to the euro or directly to the dollar. So you have zero risk on volatility, because if you're buying a euro-based coin or a dollar-based coin, you earn the interest. When you want your euros back, you get the same euros back, 1-to-1. There's no, and we don't issue those coins. Those coins are issued by companies like Circle that are backed by Goldman Sachs. They got $400 million from Goldman Sachs. Or company like GUSD backed by Gemini, which is one of the most reputable companies in our space.
Okay.
So we just pay the interest on it, but we don't issue the coin. So we feel that there are different solutions. Some of them are good for people that want stability, and some of them are good for people that don't believe necessarily in the existing economic system, and they want exposure to a non-correlated asset.
Really interesting. Thank you for the presentation. We can go on Celsius website and download the application.
Thank you so much. Yes.